1999 Suburban, replacing the intake manifold gasket. So when you're replacing the gasket, there's a lot of crap you have to disconnect. We're gonna start by disconnecting the air intake assembly. Pull this off. 8mm, 8mm. All right, to get this piece off, there's usually a thumb screw back here. This one has like a 13mm nut. All right, you want to disconnect the throttle body cables. So you push this back and it'll get some slack, and you just push on that and it comes out of there. Disconnect this 10mm, unhook this AC connector here. Unhook these electrical wiring to the throttle body. Once you have this bracket unhooked, there's enough slack to pull this throttle plate back and get the second cable out the way. Just kind of set this aside. All right, next thing, I'm going to disconnect this evap line. It's a quick disconnect. You just push it in and pull. Disconnect the electrical connector. So next thing is like this PVC valve. Just pull up on it. This one's kind of dry rotted. And it has this little tube. Just be careful when you pull that out, and be careful when you're pulling this back because it's old. They dry rot and they will crack. So just get this out the way. Okay, next thing is the ignition coil. It's got two connectors here, and it's on a bracket. Disconnect those bolts down there. We got the ignition coil out the way. We push it to the side. It has two bolts on it. Now we're gonna disconnect the fuel line right here. Before you do that though, you want to relieve the pressure. And there's this little valve you can push down on. Stick like a screwdriver or something in there. It will relieve the pressure, then you'll be okay to remove these, unless... I did have a little trouble getting one of those lines out, so if you just take a pry bar and gently pull up on it, don't break any plastic, just be slow with it. All right, scratch that. You have to take off the distributor cap before you can get this other line off. So right now I'm going to remove this electrical connector. It's got two tabs on it. So you can just get a screwdriver or a pick in there and just pull this tab out. The back side had this locking thing on it. So pull this out. Do the same with both sides and just kind of wiggle it out. All right, so you want to disconnect the map sensor, and we're going to remove this evap purge valve thing. And when we're done with that, there's two screws on the distributor cap, T20, one here and one in the back. Remove those. Okay, the reason why we removed the distributor cap screws, and you don't have to unhook the wires, spark plug wires from the distributor cap, you can just push it out the ways, because we had to get this fuel line out of there. And the back of this fuel line is 16mm. I'd recommend using a flare wrench, but if you don't have one, mine weren't even really tight. I did not have one. Just use a regular 16mm wrench. And once you get those disconnected, underneath there is a 10mm bolt, and that holds that bracket on there. Disconnect that and you'll be able to pull this fuel line out the way. So now you can basically take out all the screws around here. There's one more hose. All the bolts are on there. There's one more hose in the back. Get a pair of pliers, clamp that down, break it loose, then ready to pull it out. So when you're pulling it off, when you're pulling the intake manifold off, it's kind of hard to get off because of this gasket here for the injectors. So you just kind of wiggle it back and forth, and eventually it'll separate from this.